Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi the Light Seer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. Over here, Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business this morning. Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family. And what's up to everybody that's watching on TikTok this morning? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and put that fish in the chat. We want to be able to recognize our newbies, y'all. Good morning. Hey, today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleanse, which is a brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, followed by some divine insights. And I have an inward from you guys today, as well as a download. Then we'll get into this overall energy reading, which will cover some general insights and observations. Then I will confirm everything of what I've told you with the tarot card readings. And then we will go ahead and close everything out with final thoughts. So good morning, everybody. And welcome. Listen. I don't even know what to say this morning. All I could tell you, y'all, if y'all ready to get into this overall energy cleanse, I want you to find the scrub brushes. Welcome, Trish. Welcome. Listen, if you guys are ready to get into this reading, honey, put them scrub brushes, toothbrushes, wig brushes, whatever kind of brush you can find, because it is time for us to cleanse our energy so that we can get ready to get into this. Because good morning, I'm unique. Listen, we got. Here we go, y'all. Before we move forward, it's important that we just take a minute to ground ourselves and just to level set. And the simplest way of us doing this is to cleanse our energy through both breath work and sound. We want to take in a couple of deep breaths and inhale slowly and hold it and exhale slowly. We want to invite clarity and balance with each inhale, and with each exhale, we want to be able to release any tension or distractions, okay? And we want to do this 3 times, all right? So here you go. That's funny. We got a fraud in the room. Mimi Lightseer 38. All right, y'all. Now, let's clear up any remaining energy. All right, let's go ahead and clear up any remaining energy. These frauds are out of control. All right, bodacious. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask you for your guidance during this reading. Please help me to surround me with your light and your love. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight and clarity, most of all understanding, for the highest good of all of those who are involved and for the harm of none. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. Listen, if y'all ready to have some fun, safe, honest conversations and interaction, this is a reminder that this is a safe space. Your honesty and your transparency is appreciated. We have all been a fool in love before, and baby, today just may be your turn. Nobody is judging you, okay? Nobody is judging you. I know it sounds judgy because we be telling your personal business, but nobody's judging you. So if you're ready for an engaging and dynamic time, go ahead and put those cooking emojis in the chat, because I promise you, the way that my morning has started, you guys, spirit, somebody is dealing with a lot of frustration. Okay. And I'm just going to put that out there and just say it like this. So if you keep seeing me pausing and faltering and doing things like that, it's not because of anything particularly. It's just the energy that I'm feeling this morning. All right. So here we go. As I alluded to previously, each day before I do a reading, I always take time to reflect upon the immediate energies of what spirit is showing me, whether it be through divine messages or through earworms. Okay. And today, when I woke up this morning, I actually slept in a little bit. For those of you who are wondering why I'm quote unquote late, it's because I was actually still asleep. So that was the first thing. So I was a little bit kind of like frustrated about that, but that had nothing to do with the price of tea in China. When I got up, I heard this song from 2005, from an album that a lot of people didn't really receive, I guess, or respect, but the artist is Tweet. Okay. And the song is I'm Done. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this song before, but she's very frustrated with love, okay? And I'd never heard this song before, probably until about a year or so ago. And when I heard it, it just resonated in my spirit. So the song goes, I'm done loving. Ooh, done. Yeah, loving. I'm in need for love. Stretch this sister more than a mile. It's not for me. Trust, there's no trust in love. So I'm resting a while. How could you do this to me this way? I can't recall how you made me smile, and I don't have time to play with you. If I see you, make it worth my while. Until then, I am done. Okay. And if you listen to the song, you can just hear her talking about how frustrated, how aggravated, how agitated, how just the negativity that she's feeling from love. And I regret to share, I share that sentiment, right? And so I started to sit on that because I was like, okay, spirit, where is this frustration coming from? Who is frustrated? Why are they frustrated? Like, what exactly is happening here? Okay. So that gives us a doorway to walk right into this. You know, we want to find out what's going on here. Why is sis so frustrated? You know, and the question that I have for you guys, if you're frustrated with love, relationships, trying to build with people, trying to connect with people, trying to operate with authenticity, I want you to go ahead and just raise your hand in the chat. Just raise your hand in the chat. Because this is as cliche as it sounds. You're not alone. You know, things take a little bit of effort, and you have people that refuse to give the bare minimum of effort. Yet, I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. You know, you meet people and you guys get to talking about how difficult it is to date, and it's essentially a form of trauma bonding. You know, you come to somebody because you think, oh, thank God, I finally got somebody who gets it. No, you got somebody who's on that same type of time. Bruh. So let's get into this, because I want to know where this frustration is coming from with this song. All right. So if y'all ready for it, I want you to go ahead and put the tea kettles in the chat, because I see these hands going up. Put these tea kettles in the chat, because I feel like spirit is coming through deep this morning. All right, here we go. Now, when understanding energy, it's important to know that spirit speaks to us in an abundant of ways. Sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, numbers, colors. As I mentioned to you guys previously, my color right now is green. Okay. So let's see what this overall message is for today. There is an anger that is here this morning. Like there is an anger. Resentful energy this morning. Disappointed energy. Hurt energy. Okay, time came out. The time machine came out, as did body and soul. But the card that I'm going to take this morning is beyond the ordinary. Okay, beyond the ordinary. Now, with this card, I feel as though you may be in a space where you're needing some extra TLC from your guardian angels, from your spirit team, from your ancestors. Like right now, it feels like you're being surrounded by love. And as I say that, I am having chills, okay? Come over my body, over my arms. I'm having chills. But it feels like you're being insulated and surrounded by your angels right now. Like they want you to know that you are being guided, you are being protected. They're here for you. They have empathy for you. They know that what you're dealing with is not easy. It's very complicated and complex and nuanced, and they know that you're frustrated and you're giving up, okay? But beyond the ordinary, right now you are releasing these, I don't want to say cares because that makes it sound like you're not in tune with how you're feeling, but you're releasing this burden, if you will, of dealing with whomever that we're talking about in this reading to receive something that is beyond the ordinary. So in other words, what I'm saying to you is you're being supported and guided. And I know that I say that a lot of times, and then you like, well, how is this being supported and guided, Mimi? And what I'm telling you is it's true. You are being guided. You are being supported. You are being nurtured. That's the word that I'm looking for. You are being nurtured right now by spirit to come into this place where you will be able to overcome this. Okay. And if you know that you need just that little bit of extra help right now, if you know you need that little extra help, I want you to go ahead and just put in the chat white hearts. Flood the chat with white hearts right now. Because I know it's a time, and I know that people are just so frustrated and disappointed with constantly putting themselves out there and continuously being vulnerable and fragile and raw and trying to open up, and then you have to close down and start all over again. I know it's not easy, right? There is no blueprint for dating. There's no instructions for how to date. Either it works or it doesn't. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey is freedom, okay? I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So this piggybacks on what I was just stating when I referenced there being a release, okay, of these burdens. I'm freeing myself. I'm choosing me. I'm choosing my happiness. I'm choosing my truth, okay? It's not about you. This is me and my truth. This is what I feel, and I'm going to go for what I know, and I'm going to trust my gut, and I'm going to trust my instincts, and I am going to go for what makes me smile and what brings me comfort and joy at this time, okay? Now, guides of the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us? Thank you for my gifts, SJ and the Witch of Woodland. All right. Letting go of stories, okay? So this is about you surrendering attachments. I just said that. releasing unconscious patterns. So going against the narratives that you may have told yourself, what other people may have said about you, this is literally repeating for verbatim in a simplified way everything of what I just said to you. Okay? Surrendering attachments, releasing unconscious patterns. Okay? And as I said in the beginning of this reading, I talked about how I'm being heavily attracted to the color green. The green deals with your heart space. Okay? Green deals with your heart space. All right, now, here we go. Spirit, what messages do you have for us today? Well, that was too many, Spirit. I just need one. Prosperity. I am trusting. Change me, divine beloved, into the one who knows you are the source of all of my prosperity. Let me live in gratitude, trusting every need is handled. That alone is true wealth. Now, if you just heard me say you're releasing this burden, okay? I want you just to put the 2 hands emoji in the chat. Okay? Because I just literally said this. There is a surrendering. There is a comfort in knowing that you no longer have to carry this burden. The onus is not on you. Okay? The onus is not on you to course correct. Like, you're doing everything that you can do for you. Okay? And when I say course correct, you don't have to go change yourself. Yes, the onus is on you to heal, to learn, reflect, and to acknowledge what this situation has taught you, whatever the situation is. You know, whatever the lessons or the outcomes are for this, that is upon you to review that, right? And assess that. But it's not up to you to be out here trying to change who you are to fit the narrative of what someone else says. And I know a lot of you may feel like that as word salad, but let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. A lot of times there are stories that we tell ourselves that are projected upon us by the insecurities of others. And sometimes it can be, you know, like if you're a single mom, right? So it's like you kind of like put that label on yourself, that stigma upon yourself that nobody wants you because you have kids. No, there are plenty of men who don't have any kids, who would have liked to have kids, who just did not have kids for whatever reason. And as they've gotten older, that's a regret that they have. And now they feel like they're too old to have kids. So they will lovingly take you and your children. You understand what I'm saying? That's a narrative that we tell ourselves because society has shamed single parents, especially single women. When single women carry all the burden of being a parent, but nobody holds the deadbeat baby daddy accountable, right? Nobody holds them accountable. Nobody holds the man who has 7-11 kids by 800 different women. Nobody holds them accountable, right? So those are some narratives of what I'm referencing, okay? Now, what is a sign that this may be for us? Mountains, okay? You may be seeing mountains. You may be seeing a lot of movies, pictures, magazines. You could be seeing mountains, driving somewhere. But this is about you overcoming obstacles and challenges. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a true challenge for some of you right now. Okay, this is where the frustration lies. This is where the irritant lies. This is where the sadness comes in. Okay. Now, as we start to look at personal insights and shift our energies to the potential energies that are involved, please remember to focus on what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Okay. I say it all the time. You will never go in the baby Foot Locker and, you know, go ahead and buy some shoes at the baby Foot Locker for you. So don't make the message fit you here, okay? But if you know that you've been dealing with some real stuff, some real obstacles in love, I want you to go ahead and put the mountain emoji in the chat. If you know that you've been dealing with some real obstacles, some real things, some real burdens, I want you to go ahead and put the mountain emoji in the chat. Oh, sis said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Earlier on, I referenced your guardian angels being with you, and guardian just came up. Okay. So a lost loved one watches over you. Okay. A lost loved one is watching over you. So if you recall me saying that you have angels around you, it's being confirmed. Okay. It's being confirmed. I'm telling you, like, I have chills. Like, I almost want to turn on my space heater, but then I'll be burning up. So I'm just trying to tolerate it. But I got chills. Like, I have chill bumps on my arms. Okay. Speak up. What are you not saying that is eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It is time to let it out so that you can move on and be happy. What do you need to get off your chest today with this person that you have not gotten off your chest? Speak up. What's the tea? Grudge holder. Okay, somebody in this instance is holding a grudge against one another. So therefore, there needs to be a conversation had, but it feels like there's a no contact or silent treatment happening here. It feels like the hurt that was experienced this time was so insurmountable. You don't know what the path is to really, truly move forward. Okay. Like, this is something that you just cannot get over. All right. This is something that is so problematic. You can't just turn a blind eye to it. And whatever excuses this person is accustomed to giving you, honey, they can't do that no more. They can't do that no more. Hey, boos. All right. Compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and give it to yourself. Okay, so someone is full of compassion for this person. But I also feel like in this instance, we've come in a space where this person has started to take your kindness for weakness. So there may have been a lot of compassion, a lot of grace, a lot of empathy, a lot of understanding. There may have been a lot of It feels like you've been met with a lot of excuses. Okay, it feels like you've been met with a lot of excuses in this connection. And it's like whenever you've tried to approach this situation before with delicacy and with respect and mutual admiration, it's like they make and create excuses for their bad behavior. And earlier when I was reflecting on why I was hearing the earworm that I was hearing, Spirit told me, and I kind of like held on to this, but now it's making sense to me why I heard this. Spirit said, not all apologies are acceptable. And just because you get an apology, you have to really look to see if it is changed behavior associated with that apology, or is this person just giving you lip service?
All a bunch of bullshit.
Okay? So we got to think about that as well, y'all. And I think that's why this stung so bad this time. Okay? Because it's like you really wanted to believe that there was going to be a change. You really believed or wanted to believe that there was some type of shift, that you guys were growing past the nonsense, the juvenile stuff, only to still be in a karmic relationship that is destructive and that continues to cause suffering. Okay? That's kind of like what I'm feeling. Now, remember how I said the apologies and like not change behavior? I literally just said that. If you just heard me say that, go ahead and raise your hand in the chat. Because high vibing just came out. Good vibes, living life to the fullest, enjoying the presence. They are so unbothered. Okay, they are so unbothered. So unbothered. Everything that they're saying, everything that they're doing is like has no consequence. They're like doing their thing. This person could be a twin flame connection at the bottom of the deck. I'm not gonna say that just yet, but they could be a twin flame, a runner chaser, or a divine connection. All right, or at least you feel that way. Okay, at least you feel that way. Because I know a lot of people run around here calling people twin flames and all this other stuff, and that ain't what that is. It's just a toxic karmic situation. Okay. I told y'all, I can't make it up. No contact, blocked, silent treatment, cut off all communication. If you heard me say that earlier, I want you to put the block emoji in the chat. If you heard me say earlier that this is a no contact situation, somebody's holding grudges, you can't get over what has happened, just go ahead and put the block sign in emoji in the chat. And the petty part is the person who may have blocked the person may not even be you. It may have been they have blocked or ignored you. Which is why you need to speak up. Okay? Yeah, I feel like they've ignored you. I don't feel like you've ignored them. I feel like they've ignored you. Fight for what you love. Claiming what is yours. Love is a battlefield. Okay, some of y'all just tired of fighting. Okay, some of you have bought into this narrative that you guys are supposed to be fighting and going back and forth for what you love. And I feel like you've done all of that. Now I feel like you're just tired. It's like, you know what? I'm done. Didn't I just say I'm done? Look what just fell out at the bottom of the deck. Fed up. Okay? If you fed up and you just tired, like it's no path forward, it's no apology, it's no reconciliation. Like if you know that you are just at the end of the road with this person, can you go ahead and put up the white flag? Just put up the white flag. The true emotion here is, I love you. I love you. Woo-wee. Go ahead and drop them zodiac signs in the chat. Let's figure out whose business we finna get into. Person A, you got your guardian angels. They are here guiding and protecting you. They want you to speak up for yourself. Okay? You tired of fighting for what you love, but you feel like you gotta keep fighting for it because you love this person. All right? Person B, high vibing, acting like they ain't bothered, acting like they don't care. They seen your text messages. They over here holding grudges. They're ignoring you. No contact. And really, they're being encouraged to have some compassion and empathy for you and for your thoughts and your feelings. But this person feels very selfish and self-absorbed. This person feels like they don't care. You know, like they keep showing you at every twist and turn, they don't care. Okay. And that's, I think, is what's so insulting to you, because they continuously show you how much they just don't care. Okay. And so it has gone as far as it can go. I mean, like when I tell you, honey, we are at the end of the road. Okay. You know how you drive down the road and you come to those T intersections where you can only turn left or right? And in the past, you would continue to try to go straight, right? You know, it ain't even a bending road. It's a sharp turn. Either we're going to do this right or I'm moving on. It's that simple. It's that simple. We about to go east or we about to go west. Which one is it? You know? All right, y'all. Go ahead. Put those zodiac signs in the chat. I see y'all dropping them. Let's figure out whose business we finna get into. Here we go. All right, y'all. Spirit, who is person A? All right. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What all my air signs? If you or your person is a air sign, go ahead and keep in mind, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So just because I don't call your sun sign, I still encourage you to listen, because I don't want you to overlook a message that's resonating with you just because I didn't call out your sun sign, okay? So if you or your person is an air sign, go ahead and put the air or cloud in the emoji in the chat. You are coming in today as the 10 of Swords in reverse. You feel like it can't get, I can't make this up. You feel like this can't get any worse. Only upward, recovery, rejuvenation, resistant, and inevitable end. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. All right. Drum roll for person B. Who is the other person that we're talking about in this connection today? Person B could also be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You can also have Taurus placements, and you can also have fire placements in your chart as well. Okay. But person B is coming in as the King of Swords. Okay. This person is putting a head over heart decision. They're very disciplined. They're truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. And I know that this is kind of still in alignment. I know it's kind of hard to hear, but remember I told you this person is ignoring everything that you're saying to them, everything that you're trying to do with them. Like they are just living their best life. They are comfortable and confident with ignoring everything that you got to say. Okay, that's where we are. And so that's where that head over heart decision is. Now, they got love for you. They just ain't doing what they got to do to keep it. Child, if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to go ahead and put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Because, baby, it's time for us to zoom in. We listen, we don't judge, but we sure get messy and talk about you. And we gonna come on out. We still love you, though. All right? So, if y'all ready to get into this reading, I want to see those magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses. Here we go, y'all. All right. Spirit, what is going on with these air signs? Well, for one, it feels like with both air sign groups, I feel like you guys have very sharp tongues, and when you're angered, you can fly off at the mouth and say anything to each other. Like there's been a strong exchange of insults. And you have to be very, very, very careful about what you say to people, because once those words are said, you cannot unsay those things. Like you can't unhear those things, right? So when you are attacking someone out of anger and you're sharing insults, those things are based and rooted in something. It ideates from an actual feeling or a thought that you have about something. And so if you didn't feel that way, you couldn't articulate that thought. Like you have no frame of reference to even mention what you're saying. So it feels like there was a lot of very deeply rooted, hurted, emotional things that were said. Very nasty, very, very, very nasty things that were said. And that's also a part of why there is a silent treatment here, right? Because the things that were said cannot be unheard. And it feels like person A was really releasing these feelings and emotions towards person B because you are just fed up. You are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you just had enough. And this particular person on this particular day was not willing to receive it. And while you had no malicious intent for saying what you said, it was still rooted in something that was very hurtful and very painful for this other person. And that's part of the reason why they're ignoring you, even though you're trying to apologize, even though the smoke and the dust has settled and you guys are trying to overcome that feeling of what was, right? You can't. Okay? You just blew up. In your mind, you were just blowing some steam. Okay? It's almost like I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. When I get all steamed up, I just shout, tip me over and point me out. Child, that's how it was.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Okay? So that's really what happened. All right? Now, what is going on with person A? I'm going to call person A feminine energy and person B masculine energy. But take whatever person resonates with you, okay? Now, person A. Woo! Person A. The Empress in reverse. Oh, okay. We're just going to jump right in, huh? We're just going to go right for the gusto. Person A. Did you find out about another lover? When you really think about everything that has been going on in this connection, in this relationship, and in this situation, I know that things were bad and had been bad for a very long time. But the insult to the injury was finding out that there is somebody else in the picture who doesn't belong here. This Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that you're dealing with, okay? This particular person has really violated you in ways that are just irreprehensible. It's inconceivable, right? It's like, how can I trust this when you're constantly creating this difficult situation that embeds doubts in my mind over and over again? You know, we keep having these same conversations over and over again. We keep mutually, you know, agreeing that we're, again, going back to what I said about the fighting for what you love. Okay. You keep coming back to this same thing. We're going to fight in it. We're going to put this effort and energy into this connection, only to get to the point where you're like, yeah, that ain't happening.
Denied.
And it has really started to affect you in ways that are just difficult and challenging for you to even just pretend like these things are not happening. You know, like, this is happening. Okay, this is happening. This has happened. Okay, and so it feels like the straw that broke the camel's back was discovering that not only have they been inconsistent in how they show up for you, inconsistent in how they're feeling about you, how they're trying to improve or not. Not only is it that, but now I feel like you're inappropriately entertaining someone else. And the question is, like, where did this come from and why is this happening? Because if you really think about it, you know, like, if you really are putting the effort that you say that you're putting into it, I go back to the lip service comment that I made, because it's been constant apologies and constant, you know, oh, I'm going to do better. It's going to be better, baby. Just don't give up on me. That type of thing, right? And then now you looking up and you like, bruh, out of all the issues that we have, and now you want to add this complexity of this?
She doesn't even go here.
The trust is broken. The trust is broken. And that's where it's like, I am done. It's no coming back from this. Like, your behavior is so egregious and so uncomprehendable. Like, there are no words. Like, you're just speechless.
Oh my God.
Person B. I feel like person B's feelings is hurt. We got as I said that. Person B. You got the 10 of Wands in reverse. This goes back to them high vibing, good vibes, living life to the fullest, enjoying the present. They ain't thinking about you. You didn't hurt their feelings. And at this point, even though they've been hurting yours, you know how some people can dish it, but they can't take it? This is one of those instances where they've been dishing all of this stuff to you. And now that you done finally blew up, now that you done finally gave them a dose and a taste of their own medicine, they want to act like they the one that's been offended, but really they're the one who's been offending you.
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble.
So now this person want to be petty, okay? They want to be petty. They want to sit up here and play these games with you, you know, go on mute. They see you, they never blocked you. They mentally have blocked you, but they did not physically block you, okay? And so now we're at this point where you have one person crying out their eyes, trying to resolve it, trying to apologize, trying to move around, trying to repair, you know, the situation that's damaged. And you got somebody else that's just like, you know what? And the crazy part is they act like they right in all of this. Like, you just as wrong. This is just as wrong as you going down there to the shoe store and it's 2 left shoes in one box. What we supposed to do with any of this? Okay, what are we supposed to do with any of this? Now, if you can relate to person A or person B, if you can relate to person A, I want you to put in the chat, person A, I want you to put a black heart in the chat. And person B, I want you to put a green heart in the chat. Okay? If you can relate to either person A or person B, I want you to put a black or a green heart in the chat. Now, it never ends well with these. It never ends well with these. And I do see a couple of you guys saying you can relate to both. But just keep in mind, we're talking about the same dynamic here too, okay? So, what is favorable about this situation? All right, what's favorable? What is positive about this situation? Woo! Y'all, we got the Four of Wands in reverse. What is favorable about this situation? Well, you've been unhappy in this for a very long time. There has been a lack of peace, a lack of joy, a lack of serenity, a lack of growth, a lack of stability. It has been a lot of conflict, a lot of anger, resentfulness, a lot of bickering, a lot of isolation, a lot of loneliness. Like this has not been a union for quite some time. Which is where the feeling and the resentment and the anger and the hostility and the volatility and turbulence of I am done. I have hit the top. And it feels like at this point, honestly, you guys have gotten to the point where you're just like, I just want closure. I just want to move on with my life. Like, there is no fixing this. There is no coming back. I just want to have this final conversation, say what I need to say, get it off my chest so that I can move on with my life. But because this person here is in a place where they are like, I don't really care what you're talking about right now. I'm outside. It's about to be the summertime. It's my birthday season. This person could very much so be a Gemini. You know, they're like, I'm outside. Okay, I don't know what you talking about. The hell you talk about. You know, like we going to Atlanta. Boy, what the hell you talking about? Twin. Bruh. My son, thank God, is asleep because if he heard me talking like this, he'd be like, Mom, that is so inappropriate. Stop it. Now, let me ask you a question. Seriously. What strengths do you see in this adversity that you're dealing with in your relationship? Do you feel like Spirit is telling you that you deserve better? Do you feel like Spirit is showing you that you don't deserve this kind of treatment? Like, what do you feel is the benefit that's coming from you understanding now just how unhappy and how lonely and it's a lot of ego involved in this. Let's be clear. It's a lot of ego involved. And what's interesting most about this is whereas you had a lot of passion in this situation that was keeping this connection thriving, it's no longer here. Like, when I tell you everything in this relationship has exited stage left, it is just so much of a wrap for this. There are no words. Now, what is consequential or problematic about this situation? We got the Sun card in reverse here, all right? And I apologize because I keep forgetting to hold these cards up. you are at the point now where you are just so tired of being in mental distress and agony. Like, it's exhausting. Okay? There hasn't been any joy, any laughter. Like, this relationship has been empty and been so burdensome for quite some time. There has been, in every relationship, there's these up, downs, right? And now it just kind of like feels like you've hit that plateau. It's been flatlined longer than you've had that up moment at this point. And it's just like, how bad can bad get? So there has been like this immense sense of just like sadness here. Okay. And if we're being honest, both of you are kind of like grieving the loss of a friendship and a connection that has dissipated. Both of you have kind of gotten to the point where it's just like, okay, it's just a wrap. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Who are we kidding? Who are we fooling? It's just not working anymore, right? It's not working. It's not collaborative. It's not cohesive. It's not progressive. It's not bringing relief. It's not constructive. It's not conducive. Like, it's not. It's just not. And that's where, person A in all of this, it's just like, it can't get any worse than what it is. Let us just call our truths now. Let's just say what we got to say and mutually agree to leave on good terms, knowing that we as two people have tried to benefit for the strength, for the integrity of this relationship. Let's just say, meet over drinks, say we tried, and give a hug and walk away from this with some decency and integrity. But you have person B that's over here holding grudges because they trying to prove a point. How you trying to prove a point when you've been a large participant in the quarrel that's going on? Like, what are we talking about here? Okay? So they have minimum effort, which goes back to the statement that I had made earlier about apologies without change behavior is not being nothing more than lip service. Okay. So it definitely feels very, very burdening to both of you guys, where these obstacles are here. You don't have the strength to overcome it. It's very destructive. It's very challenging. It's very heartbreaking. It's very, very, very difficult. Okay. And that's where it's just like, thank you, Spirit. Person A, you felt like the only way you could really get through to this person was if you finally let them know. Like, when you spewed out of control, when you went offline on the handle and communicating and saying what you needed to say and doing all the stuff like this to this person, you tried being civilized with this person. And at that point, you was just like, enough being civilized. Boxing gloves off. Let me let you know how I really feel, because you've been over here on this bull all this time, and I'm just about like, you've been trying to filter. Ooh, you've been trying to filter. You've been trying your best to just take it. You've been taking all the punches. And this time they punched you right in your face, and you just like, oh, hell nah. I know your raggedy. And they went on mute. And it it wasn't that you said anything that was offensive. You hit them with the truth. You hit them with the truth. And when you said what you said, it stung. But y'all know the truth hurts, right? Even though you're willing to admit that you were wrong, that you shouldn't have been flying off the handle, that you shouldn't have said what you said, you shouldn't have did what you did, we acknowledge all of that. It was just outright mean. It was outright ugly. It was outright hurtful. But it was true. You've been taking it all this time. And while two things can be true at one time, they have been empowered to feel like they got to teach you a lesson.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
So now we're at an impasse. And you keep trying to reach out to this person to try to apologize, to try to schedule a meeting so that you guys can have a meeting of the minds, that you can come together and communicate as adults, as friends. And they don't want to talk. Because every time they're reading your messages, every time they're listening to your voicemails, they're in their feelings.
What more do you want from me?
But look at who we're talking about here. Okay? They're wearing their hearts on their sleeves. Trying to act like they ain't bothered, but they are. Thank you, Gummy Bear, for my gifts. They are very much so bothered. They are very much so bothered. They're crushed. And at this point, they just like, I'm just going to let go. That's how they feel. Play me the violins. Make no mistake, this person is wrong as wrong could get. This person had no runway to react or respond the way that they are reacting and responding. But they took this as an opportunity to manipulate the situation to make you feel bad for what you said and did the one time you did pop off. They like, oh. But what about them other times that they've been shortchanging you? What about all them other times that they've been disrespecting you? What about all them other times when you tried to talk to them and you was met with resistance and silence? What about it? This person is wild right now. Okay, this person is wild right now. And I gotta ask the question, because it feels like with their foundational energy, who they truly are on the inside is not reflective of how they've shown up in this connection or in this relationship. It's giving Jekyll and Hyde. Who they are on the inside, which is why their feelings is hurt. Okay, let's be clear. There's a disconnect within them. How they actually are in their heart and how they're showing up in the world are two different people. And it feels like one of the reasons why they have been so quick to pump the brakes is because when you said everything that you said, you put them on notice. And they didn't like being revealed. So, I got to ask you the question. For those of you who really want to repair this relationship, what do you think will happen if you continue to go down this path? If you continue to leave this door open, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to have some remorse, apologize? Like, what do you think is going to happen? I want you to write that down in the chat. Now, what is this trying to teach you? Didn't I tell y'all at the fork in the road? Y'all not even at the fork. You at the T in the road. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? It's no way to, there is no path forward. Either you gonna go left or you gonna go right. You have come to the end of the road.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Carla, for my gift. You guys have come to the end of the road. The decision has been made. Whether you made the decision, whether they made the decision, you guys collectively have made the decision. And if you're looking for closure, if you're looking for some type of period to put there, you're going to have to put it there yourself. Because trying to get this person to open up and talk to you and have an honest communication, it just ain't going to happen.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
Now let me ask you this. What is some piece of advice that if this were not you in your situation, let's say this is a friend, this is a relative, this is a cousin, whomever. If somebody presented the rundown of the situation to you and you were just listening, what piece of advice would you give them about this situation? I want you to think about that and write that down in the chat. Moving says, following your heart. Naomi said, pray and let it go. Chuck said, move on, work it with yourself, and you'll meet your divine match. Okay. Now, what do you need to do to heal? We got the Page of Pentacles here. All right. We got the Page of Pentacles here. Listen, okay, baby, you got to let this go. Okay. There are new beginnings coming for you. And holding on to this ain't it. It's like standing on the train track, knowing that the train is coming. If you want to grow and evolve and overcome this situation, you're going to have to let this go and start focusing on the good things that are coming your way. I know it feels like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but your growth, your stability, your vibrancy, your happiness is predicated on this. And you're not going, which goes back to you with this foundational energy. I feel like it can't go no worse. Yes, I love you. I absolutely love you. But the things that you doing,
Crazy?
the things that you have done, the ways that you have made me feel, the words that you have said.
Know how I feel. Why would you say that?
Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here, and I know that it's not.
There is an immense pain that is here. And for some of you, it feels like you truly have been stabbed in the back, in the front, in the side. This is one of those situations that is so, like we talk about unhealthy breakups all the time. This ain't gonna be a healthy breakup. This ain't gonna be a happy ending, no matter which way you look at it. And while your heart is hurting, while you're caught up in your feelings and in your emotions about everything, you're gonna have to release this.
I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
You're gonna have to say what you gotta say and get it off your chest and move on with your life. And leave it as it is. They ain't listening and responding to your messages anyway, so you might as well say what you gotta say. And you take the effort and you make the energy in blocking them.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So what do you need to do? We got the Knight of Wands. It ain't nothing here to fight for, folks. It ain't nothing here to fight for. I done said it, but now it's here. We've come to that point where you have now inched up to the T in the road. You've been here, but now somebody else is honking their horn telling you to go. And you got to make a decision. You gonna go east or you gonna go west?
Wasn't good.
It's time for you to leave this alone. It's not going nowhere. It's not going to ever go anywhere. You keep just holding on to it because you want to feel sorry and wallow and this, that, and the third. You want to suffer in your dismay. And it's nothing wrong with grieving. Grief is a part of the healing process. We only think about grief when we think about somebody passing away. But you have to think about it too. Like, this is the end of a relationship. Essentially, what you thought would be and didn't materialize is a form of grief that you got to process and let it go.
I'm in pain all the time.
Got the Hermit in reverse at the bottom of the deck. You know, when things happen, thank you, Carla, for my gifts. When things happen, you have got to put yourself in a predicament where you have got to choose you first. And you have not been choosing you first. You were so invested in this relationship that you continuously took back somebody who proved to you over and over again prior to now that they were not in this. And I don't want to call you naive. I don't want to call you gullible. I don't want to call you desperate because I think that that's really unfair. I think you were trusting, and I think that you honestly wanted to believe that this was a match made in heaven, that this could be something much more than what it is. But this person enjoyed playing in your face. And when you took them back, and I say this often, and I'm going to say it again now because I feel like it's appropriate. When you make the decision to take a person back, be very mindful of the reasoning for why you're taking them back. Because once you take them back after the first incident, the second, third, fourth, and fifth, you teach them, or they teach you, No, you teach them. I said it right the first time. That it's okay to disrespect you. It's okay to humiliate you. It's okay to embarrass you. It's okay to betray your trust. You ain't going nowhere. And when you keep on doing that to yourself, you know you messing up. Be careful in what you believe in.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
And I don't even like saying that. Okay? I really don't like saying that. But let's just be clear. We got to be very careful, very mindful of what we accept and what we tolerate. Because I feel like there has been a culture of acceptance and a culture of tolerance and dysfunction and chaos and disrespect. And only you can say what is disrespectful to you. But you know what I'm talking about. And that threshold just continued to get wider and wider and wider and wider. So going back to the very first card, it's like, really, bro? Really? Out of all the things that you've done, really, this is what we doing now?
I am disgusted.
But at the end of the day, you got to hold yourself accountable because you allowed it. You've accepted. You tolerated it. You've accepted it. You've tolerated it. You've allowed for these things to happen. You gave space to it. And it was a horrible, horrible decision. Because now you've created the pattern for there to be some type of forgiveness. And let's be honest with you. The only reason why y'all not back on now is because they're ignoring you. Because if it were up to you, you'll be all on the phone.
Hello.
We got the Knight of Wands here. You have become way too loyal and way too faithful to this situation. You like, I will never leave. I'm going to stick this out. I believe we can grow. I believe we can mature. I believe calming waters are coming. I believe we can coast this thing. If we could just get over this, we can make this work. Instead of you standing on business.
I said what I said.
Instead of you saying, I don't deserve this. I deserve somebody who loves me and values me and respects me. Operates with some sincerity and genuineness and blah, 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 blah. But that hasn't even really been a thought in your mind. You've been so like, ooh, I don't want to start over. Ooh, I don't want to get back out there. Ooh, you thinking about what it's going to take for you to get out there instead of you focusing on choosing you first.
I'm just not ready for all of this. It's just...
And at the end of the day, Spirit is telling you, it is nothing here for you right now. It is nothing, not right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, not in the future. Like, baby, it's beyond time. It's beyond time. You've given this way too much effort and credit. And your angels is checking in on you like, you good?
How you doing?
Whoop. I told y'all it was some infidelity here. I told y'all that. We got the Three of Cups here. Child, baby, this person done just, they have checked out. They have checked out. They avoiding you. This ain't funny. But think about it. Y'all remember 5 years ago when things started to get very, very real and people were avoiding people literally like the plague because people were so fearful of contracting what we didn't understand. And things were very, very, very real. Okay? Well, for this person, they have just started to get other people. Like they got somebody else. And they are avoiding you. I've said it so many times during this reading. They're doing everything that they can as a distraction to try to avoid you. Because they are just like, bro, like, that was way too much. And you are now that you done found out, like I said in the very beginning of this reading. And if you don't believe me, go back in the reading. I said the straw that broke the camel's back was learning about this other person. And now it is here.
Makes me like sick to my stomach.
We got the Three of Cups in reverse. They've been outside, high vibing, enjoying their life, living their life to the fullest. Possibly trying to distract themselves from the pain that they have been experiencing, the hurt that they've been experiencing. Or they could just be like, you know what? Let me just be free and do me.
I just saw a messy man.
But they just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. We got the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. Honey, when I tell you, this Mickey Ficky right here, when you said what you said to them, I envisioned them, I literally envisioning them being like,
What?
all right, I'm gonna head out. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. And you're sitting up here confused and confounded, like, how and why was this the thing that was the thing for you? How did you believe any of the things that I said that I spewed in anger? Out of all the love I have given you, how did you take that one petty argument and become so resentful and so grudgeful and unforgiving that you won't even take my calls right now?
Completely not true.
You're being forced to see that this relationship is doomed. Like, there is no coming back from it. There is no magical makeup session that can fix what has been. I'm sorry to break it to you, princess. Your wand ain't got no magic in it. And here we are with the Hangman in reverse. It's been a real struggle for you, if we're being honest. Because you're trying to rationalize why they're not speaking up, why they're not responding to you. Instead of you empowering yourself and being like, oh, you want to be mad? Be mad. You want to be mad? You want to be big mad, or you want to be little mad? You pick a mad and we can go with it. Pick a mad. But instead, they're ignoring you. They're neglecting you. They're flaunting their new person all around you. And you over here scrolling social media trying to get clues and trying to figure out what they doing and what they got going on. And in the moment that they post something, you want to go, y'all know how y'all do. Y'all zoom in, get the magnifying glass. You all in. Is that the baby finger of another woman?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Dominique said, big mad. I mean, why can't you just let it go? Why can't you just let it be what it's going to be? What is it in you? And this is a serious question, not trying to shame anybody. But what is it in you that is so accepting and tolerant of this type of behavior that you just gotta talk to them? We got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. This is almost self-deprecating. Because instead of you accepting that this was not the match made in heaven that you thought it was, that it wasn't going to give you the end result that you thought it was, that this is not going to repair itself, that it's not going to fix itself, like it's never going to be any of the things that you thought in your mind that this was going to be. That this is just a missed opportunity. That this is not going to give you any resolve, any nothing. Like, just admit to yourself.
What the this cannot be.
Just admit it to yourself. This has been a complete waste of time. There's no happiness, friendship. There's no joy here. There's no nothing here. It's time for me to do me, focus on me, show up for me. But instead, you out here being a private investigator with you and your friends on these burner accounts trying to collect information. And what are you collecting it for? What are you caring for? You over here clocking when they posting, where they been. Shocked that they had a new restaurant that you didn't even know that they knew about. Or mad because they done went to a restaurant that you done told them about. And now you know good and doggone well that that's a couple's restaurant. You know that.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
No, it's not. It's not. They've checked out and left you stuck with the bill. It's that simple. And to keep you from being imprisoned by their foolishness, it's time for you to pay the tab and move on. Now, if you're ready to get into this potential final outcome, I want you to put the paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Because, baby, it's time for us to figure out what are the next steps. Like, okay, I get that it's over. I get that it's time for me to leave this alone. I get that this person is vengeful and they don't want to talk. They don't want to communicate. Okay, so now what? If y'all ready to get into it, I want you to put those paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Because, baby, it's time for us to get into this. Like, what's next? Now, as we talk about the potential final outcomes and get out of this business, I say potential because nobody can predict free will. Okay, I could be telling you this and you could be like, girl, you wrong. You wrong as wrong can get, because that man done called me and I'm finna go over here and we gonna fix this and we gonna work on this, and I don't care what you talking about, Mimi. You don't know what you talking about, girl.
Got it. What?
And I'm gonna say, okay, do you, boo. Just be entertained. That's all I can tell you. Just be entertained. All right. So, what is the potential final outcome here, Spirit? I feel like you're going to be energized with the fact of knowing after time. It's still new to you. It's still raw. So I feel like after a period of time, you will get to the point to where you just be like, you know what? I overbid it. I overshot my shot. I over allowed. I over accepted. I over tolerated. I overstood. I blah, 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 to compensate for the fact that I didn't want to have to move on. I didn't want to have to start it all over again. I wanted to save the relationship. I feel like you guys are going to get to the point where you guys are going to get to where you accept accountability that you didn't necessarily do the best that you can do. Because this person has completely checked out. Okay, this person B has completely checked out. All right. So we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And I'm telling you, surely as today is what, Wednesday? Okay. You're going to start to see just how much of the lies and the deceit that this person was pulling wool over your eyes. Oh God. This all makes sense. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, the plot just thickens, y'all. Spirit just said, you think or thought that this other person is a new person. This person been here the whole time.
You are a scammer.
That explains it all. This person was never your person to begin with.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
This person was never yours to begin with. Whoo! Ooh. Did this person meet you while they were on a break from another person? And that's why? Oh, I want to know. Okay, let me. Yep. The Page of Cups. This person came into this relationship making you feel like they had something to offer you. Made you feel like this was everything. They only came to you in that capacity because they were missing the other person that they were with. They came in the door deceiving you. They were on break from this other person. They wanted to occupy their time doing something else, be with somebody else, make this other person jealous, acting like they were so emotionally open and available to you, only to be walking around here with a knife, ready to stab you in your back. And did. This person was never intentional about being with you. That's why they have been able to cut this off and just move around and act like they living their best life. That's why they unbothered. That's why they don't want to repair this and fix anything.
Oh, hell no.
The only reason why you didn't see any evidence or fruit of this other person on their social media prior to now is because A, they got mad and deleted them all the way off, and B, they had decided as a couple that they were no longer going to post each other on social media. So now they doing little petty things to let people know that they back in there. But really, it's like their way of telling you, like, it's over. And what's crazy is I feel like they might have even told you some BS, like they not a social media person. They just got an account because they got to have one for something else, or, you know, like some type of mediocre excuse for why they not on social media. You got the Seven of Cups. So now that you know this information, what you gonna do? You got choices to make. You gonna take the high road or the easy road? What you gonna do? Because at the end of the day, now that you are aware of what is going on here, Spirit is holding you accountable for the things that you know. So you can't be held accountable for what you don't know. But you know, and you knew, and you've been knowing. So now what you gonna do? Huh. If you've been on the fence all this time about what you gonna do, Spirit is calling you to the carpet today. Spirit is calling you to the carpet. And Spirit is telling you today that you no longer can pretend, you no longer can run, you no longer can hide. It's time for you to deal with this. It's time for you to accept the fact that this is where you are with this. And while your feelings are involved, while you all emotional about it, you're not wrong. Process it and move on. Because, baby, at the end of the day, when you look at this situation, you got to see it for what it is. Stop making an excuse about it. It is what it is.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
They played you. It's that simple. They played you. They played you real bad. And you sitting over here looking at social media trying to figure out what they doing with this other person. No, they played you. They played you the whole time.
That's funny.
We got the King of Pentacles in reverse. Child, this has been nothing more than a waste of time. This has been a waste of time. But we knew that, right? We knew that. But why continue to give space? Why continue to allow this person to play in your face? Why continue to do any of these things? Knowing. You've been knowing. Spirit funny. You know, I was thinking when I said that, like, I was thinking in my mind, it can't be that much pee in the pool, because you know people always say it's piss in the dating pool. It ain't that much pee in the pool, because y'all still go and get in the pool, right? So that's what I was thinking about. But here's the thing. It's a whole lot of pee in the ocean. Y'all still go swimming.
Makes me like sick to my stomach.
A little pee in the pool ain't never hurt nobody. That's what chlorine is there for. You got to get your pride back. You got to get your groove back. You sitting up here holding on to this situation, vacillating, breaking down, trying to cry yourself to sleep. And the reality of it is that God has shown you who they are so that you can believe it, and you can take your pride and your ego, most of all your dignity and your integrity, and move on.
Get your shit, and get out.
It's time for you to take that energy and give it to yourself. It's time for you to take this energy and give it to yourself. Stop acting like, I just realized this is upside down. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, it's time for you to stop punishing yourself. And stop allowing yourself to sit here and wallow in this negativity as if you don't have no other options. You got all the support that you got on your side. You've been asking God to give you a sign. He gave you one.
God did.
You've been asking him to give you confirmation, to give you proof, to help you out. Open up your eyes, right? You've been saying all of that. Lord, help me open up my eyes. Show me what I need to see. So here go another one.
Another one.
And another one.
Another one.
And another one.
Another one.
And another one.
Another one.
When you gonna open up your eyes and see? When you gonna accept that this is what it is? They played you. And I regret to tell you that. They played you and you played yourself.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Whoo, child. Spirit, what's a clarifying situation for these people that are dealing with these Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that's dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What is the clarification here? What is the opportunity here? Real promise. Release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythm of possibility. That's what I told y'all. It's time for you to release. It's time for you to let it go. Y'all see this girl running? Y'all thought I was being facetious. You thought I was just being mean and difficult. All of your spirit team, like I told you in the very beginning of this reading, they just want what's best for you. And now that this is coming across your path, they are rejoicing. I done got organized over here, and now I don't know where half my decks are, y'all. So y'all gotta bear with me. I got more organized than what I already was. But anyway, Spirit, what shadow work should person A be working on at this time in this connection? Deceit. Honesty is the bridge to authentic connections. This is about lies, deception, and fraud. You got to overcome the fact that they lied to you. That's what all of this is about. You got to overcome the fact that they lied to you. They lied. I'm sorry to tell you, they lied. Now I'm sounding like that surprise witness on YouTube. Hey, BJ, they lied.
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
They are a liar. Okay? That's all I can tell you. You over here crying your eyes out. You all caught off guard. You can't believe what you see. You just don't want to believe it. And I'm here to tell you, they are a fraud. They lied to you. They deceived you. They betrayed you. They never had positive motives and intentions. That's why it was so easy for them just to turn the switch off. Now, when we talk, and this makes sense why they came in as the King of Swords, as their foundational energy. Remember I said, who they are on the inside is not how they're showing up. Remember I said that. If you remember me saying that earlier in this reading, that who they are and who they've shown up as are two different people. If you remember me saying that, raise your hand in the chat. Now, person B, let's be clear. They ain't getting away with none of this. Okay? They are not getting away with any of this. They're going to have to overcome guilt. Okay? They're going to have to release the chains of the past, which is similar to what we have here. Release the chains of the past. Wow. Those are two different cards saying the same message for verbatim. Release the chains of the past, mistakes, and embrace the growth they bring. This is about them having to overcome being remorseful, feeling ashamed, and living with regret. Because trust me, you, boo, karma is going to come back for them. They think they got away with it by avoiding this and just shutting it down and just turning the switch off. But guess what? Guess what, Sugar Lump? You can't avoid the seeds of the past.
Hey, Sue, your rent's due, motherfucker.
They cannot. See, all they had to do was tell you from the very beginning that they didn't know what they want, that they weren't trying to be intentional about connections that they were just still a little bit trying to figure out where they wanted to go with their life. But instead, they decided that they wanted to make you feel like y'all got something in common. Remember I was talking about the trauma bonding in the beginning of the reading? They trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just been so hard. It's been so difficult out here. No, man, all you had to do was say, I'm not sure exactly what I want right now, and I need some time to figure it out. So all you had to say was, it's no for me, dog.
Goodbye.
But they didn't allow you that. Okay, they didn't allow you that. They decided that they wanted to get over doing the mess that they doing, and they won't get away with it. So what is the final card for this reading? What is the final shadow, path of shadows here? Oh, I'm ready to get out of this business. This done wore me down. Imposter syndrome. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt. A stranger in my own triumphs, shadows cast about. I can't make this up. Let me hold it up so y'all can see it. I can't make it up. Neither one of y'all was being real with yourself. Neither one of y'all.
Bomba.
Both of y'all walking around here being two complete frauds.
What the fuck was that?
Ooh, child.
You've got mail.
So I want y'all to let me know, how does this outcome align with what you have been expecting? Does this give you relief? Does this bring you some type of excitement? Is it confirming to you? Like, how does this make you feel? You still confused about what to do next? Let me know. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot Experience. If you've enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to subscribe to become a part of my growing community on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer, and keep an eye out for even more engaging content coming your way. Remember, this reading is here for you whenever you need a little bit of guidance. So feel free to save it and replay it at any point in time. I love to hear your thoughts. So drop a comment in the section below and let me know what resonated with you. And if you've enjoyed today's reading, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Now listen, this is so important, because earlier today it was a fake, phony, and a fraud up here in this room. And I'm trying to tell you, okay, they are bodacious. If you would like to do a personal reading with me, I only book through PiscesTarot.com. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. I absolutely, positively, undeniably put my disclaimer out here for a reason, because I don't want you being defrauded by these fakes and phonies saying that it's me and I want to do a reading. No. If you want to do a reading with me, I only book through official channels, which is through PiscesTarot.com. I would never reach out to you to do a reading. So if you would like to contact me, please don't hesitate to reach out. But I would never, ever contact you on some willy-nilly stuff. Just like, girl, you was in my speech. No, not me. Okay?
But what the hell, boy?
So if that happens to you, just know that it's a fake, phony, and fraud. All right? Now, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who joined the conversation today, and a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all the people who've gifted me today. Not only your time, your talent, but your treasure, because that is your money that you have been giving me. And I thank you so much for it. Okay. Listen, y'all, this is the biggest thing that I can tell y'all. Okay. We had over 2,000 people to stop by today's reading. All right. Whether that's through YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, X, however you watch this live stream, okay? My point is, it's a lot of people. And everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure that you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go. And I will see you next time. Bye.